Hello anyone watching, and welcome to the channel. My name's Justin and this is ShedSome R6. We've been making some pretty good progress on the bike. In the last video, which might be part of this current video, I'm not really sure yet how I'm going to do it, we got the chain riveted, which with the tool I used took less than 2 minutes. So if you're going to use a chain tool, I highly recommend investing the money and getting a good quality one. So you're probably going to have to spend between $80 and $100 to really get one that'll work nice. I've used a $12 and $13 chain tool and it's not even worth dealing with. It took a long time with the last chain with the cheap tool. So we're going to dig into the bike today and we're just going to finish up the last few things. Hang in there, guys. So far on the bike, we've accomplished a few different things. We changed this stator cover gasket, which there was a slight oil residue that would run down right here and cover this just slightly. It's not really something that was absolutely necessary to do, but I figured while we were doing a bunch of maintenance stuff, we might as well have done it. So that's what we did. We took off this sprocket cover and changed the engine sprocket, which that was a fairly easy task to do. And we also put a new lock washer for that. We put this new chain on, which is the DID 532. It's a very nice looking chain, and in the last video we got this riveted, and with the good riveting tool you can tell that it's riveted like correctly. And I did check this to make sure that this link is not bound up, which is a good feeling, because with the cheap tool I had problems and I had doubts that it was going to hold. The original plan was to take off this timing cover, which I believe it's the timing rotor cover, because there was a missing bolt here and this bolt had previously come loose while riding, and I didn't really trust the gasket. But when I got looking at it some more, I decided that we weren't going to change that gasket, and I just put this new bolt in and torqued all these to make sure that was good. If in the future there is a problem with an oil leak, I will pull that off and do a video on it. It doesn't look like it's too hard to do, so I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And we also, in a previous video, we got these rear brake pads changed, which you guys really aren't going to be able to see, but the old ones were pretty much down to the indicators. And while I was at the shop returning the chain tool that I had borrowed, which I got really lucky and was able to borrow it for free, it wasn't even a loaner tool, I checked with 8 different places, including Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, and a few local hardware shops, and no one had the rivet tool that I needed. Luckily, I knew a guy at a bike shop. It's actually a four-wheeler shop here in Waverly, and he had a tool, and luckily he knew my grandfather, so he let me borrow that tool. We replaced this rear sprocket, which today we're going to be working on getting this broken stud out. I bought a few different things I will show you guys, and we're going to try getting that out. I haven't really looked for any videos on getting that out, so maybe this will be one that if anybody has broken one before, you'll be able to use this video to get that out. I'm pretty sure that's all we've done so far, other than we did pull off the gas tank and clean the air filter. But when I put the tank back on, I made the mistake of not turning back on the peacock. So the oil, or I keep saying oil, the gas valve is currently off. So we are gonna have to figure that out. I believe it's on the other side, I'm not positive, it might be on this side. I don't really remember. But we are gonna figure that out today. And then other than that, we're just gonna get this rear fender on under here because the old one was broken. So I'm gonna get some tools that I need and get you guys on a tripod and we'll get started. So not only did I order a new hub, in case we can get this out, I ordered, I think I ordered 2 or 3 new studs. We don't have to replace them, but I figured for the price that they were, we might as well have a few extras. Especially because I plan on having my bike for quite a while, and it can never hurt to have extra parts. And that's like with the hub, if I can get this stud out and save this one, when the other one comes, it'll just be a spare. And I also was thinking about it, with having 2 hubs, I could put, say I want a bigger sprocket or a smaller sprocket on the other hub, I could have that sprocket on it. So if I want to change out the sprocket, all I have to do is pull off the wheel and I could just easily change it, which I thought would be kind of cool. We are going to take this off of this, and it just pulls right out. I'm going to get this clamped down, and then we'll start trying to get this stud out. I bought a few different things to try and get this stud out. I got this Black & Decker screw extractor set. I got a metal drill bit, or a titanium drill bit. Then I got this drill bit set as well, just because it was really cheap, and I figured we can't have too many drill bits doing this kind of stuff. And I also got this spiral screw extractor. I think this one might be slightly too big, so this one might not work. But we're going to try that Black & Decker set first. I got this clamped down to the stairs. It's pretty solid. And we're going to attempt to drill into this stud so that way we can get the extractor into it. So I think the one we're going to try is this number 2. Well, actually, we'll go with number 3. I was going to start with number 2, but I don't really want to break it. And the drill bit we need is a 5/32, which is actually this one that I picked up, which was like $1.96. And the number 3, it says it removes 7/32 to 9/32 size screws, which I'm not exactly sure what this one is, but I think it'll work. And it's not overly big, so we should be able to drill a hole into it. I'm just going to spray a little WD-40 on this just to kind of lubricate it and keep it cool, just so we don't dull the drill bit as much. About 5/8 of an inch down in that, and I think that's going to be good. So now we just have to put this screw extractor in there, tap it with a hammer, and then hopefully we'll be able to spin that out. I think I am going to have to clamp this a little differently just so we have enough room to spin that. So I'm going to try just this one clamp and just tighten it down a little more. I was actually surprised how easily that drill bit went into that stud. I'm going to grab a pair of adjusting pliers, or an adjustable wrench, just because I think it'll fit on that square a little bit more. Alright, that's starting to get tight down into that hole now. So we are going to figure out a way to clamp this down a little bit better because it's trying to spin. Yeah, I guess that didn't work. That extractor just snapped. I doubt we're going to be able to drill down through that extractor. I guess we'll fiddle with it and try and figure something out. Yeah, I guess that stud's in there too good because it just broke that as well. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we were completely unsuccessful trying to get that stud out. So for now, I'm just gonna get it put back on that hub, like the sprocket back on the hub, get the other nuts torqued up, get it on the tire, get the tire on the bike, get the chain all set, and finish up the other things that we have to do to the bike. Get these nuts on this sprocket torqued up. I'm gonna throw it back on the rim or the wheel, just so we have something to hold on to. I believe these get torqued down to 51 foot-pounds, which my torque wrench, the lowest it'll go is 50. So we'll just do that. I picked up a Chain Monkey chain tensioning tool. I've never used it before, and I'm going to try and figure it out. I'll actually do another video on how to use this, but today I'm just going to fiddle with it and try and get it to work. And then once I actually know how to use it, I'll explain it to you guys. I did decide to actually lift the tank up to turn that valve back on. So I'm going to get the steering stabilizer off, loosen up the back hinge, and then we can flip it up. I think we're pretty much good to start getting these plastics on. So as of today, the bike is pretty much complete. I'm gonna clean up the garage and then I'll give you guys some nice footage of the bike.